So we are now working on composite functions. On the screen, we have one example of the composite functions where two functions are provided. Which two functions? The yellow, that's one of the functions. What is the name of the function? What's the name of that function? F of x. And the other function, I just highlighted it in blue. Which function is it? These are two standalone functions. F of x is completely separately defined from g of x, right? But then, what are we trying to figure out here? We are trying to figure out this thing. What is the composite function g of f? Did you see the red square over there? I'm trying to figure out what will be the composite function if I have a yellow function, which is f of x, and then I have a green or blue function, which is g of x, and I'm trying to figure out how will I combine. That's what we will write in another way, like this. Look at that. So g of f of x. What is it? This was generally this function. That's why I squeezed that in the side corner. So g of f of x is another way of writing g of f. Okay? You can simply write g o and then f, or you can write it this way also, g of f of x. Make sense? Nothing new. I have just mentioned the same thing on Friday also. Now, let's think about this separately. I did highlight here again f of x, right? Are you with me? Tell me, what will the function g do to anything which is its domain? This yellow highlighted thing is now the domain of g. I will connect it. I will try to connect it. Look at this. I'm trying to highlight that purple x over there. Do you see the purple highlighted x inside the parentheses of g? That tells me whatever will be the input for the domain of g, what the g will do to that, the g will add a 1 to that. Purple highlighted. Do you see the purple highlighted? Mm-hmm. So whenever you will try to bring in something to g, what will g operate from that thing? It will add a 1 to that. Easy? So in this case now, whatever is the function g, now we'll try to think about that. Inside the function g, I have f of x. So let me highlight this also in purple to think about what will the g do to this. Can you tell me what will the g do to this? G will add what? Bring it on. What will the g do to this? Anyone? It will add a 1 to that. Will that make sense? Whatever is inside the parentheses of g, the function g will add a 1 to that. So even if it's an f of x, g will cause it to become f of x plus 1. If it's just an x, like in the blue highlighted function, the function g will cause an addition of 1 to x. Will that make sense? Every single time, don't worry. If it's not making sense, try to keep it in mind. I will do one or two examples with you on this to make it easier. But now let's have a look on this. Let's apply now the function of x itself. What will that do here? I'm keeping the left-hand side exactly same. Nothing changed over there. What is the f of x? The function f of x is actually x squared minus 3. So I will replace the f of x with its function value. Where did I get that from? I get that from the yellow highlighted stuff. I do know, because of the other yellow highlighted one, I do know that the f of x is x squared minus 3. Right? Charlie? Reason? Sure. Okay, don't worry. Even if it's not making sense at this time, be patient and be concentrating. Keep on concentrating on the same thing. Definitely, you will get it in the next page. Do you agree with that? Negative 3 plus 1. What did I do? F of x replaced with its value, which is x squared minus 3, and then I added 1. Where did I get that 1 from? 1 is just dropped down from here. Just the same thing, nothing different. So what will negative 3 and plus 1 give me? Negative 2. So which of the choices provided is giving me then the right answer? C. C is the right choice, and that's my answer. Because the final step over here gave me x squared minus 2. So where we are, can you raise your thumb like this? If it's making sense, here, almost, down, nothing. You're here. That's a good achievement, you know. For the very first time, if you're getting it a little bit, perfect. We will go through one more example now. And that will help you a lot. Let's try it. One more time. Which one? Do you have this worksheet with you? If you haven't, flip the page. You will flip the page now, and on the other side of the page, where do we have? Keep it in front of you, huh? Like, I cannot flip the page and keep it in front of you, obviously. But keep looking at these steps one by one. What I will try to do here, I am bringing the other set of questions. Every single question here is following the same pattern, nothing different. You have one function that I will now highlight, like in question number 1. Do you agree that g of n is one of the functions? And I will use the blue one to highlight the other function. Agree? Question number 1 is this. Damien, this is definitely going to help you. Keep it in your mind here on the screen. Question number 2 also have 2 functions. Question number 4 also have 2 functions. Is there something different with question number 3?
Yeah, one function.
There is only one function. But if you will look at that, the requirement is also to find something with one function only. Now I will solve the question number 1 here first for you. Look at this. What are we looking at? We are trying to find out g of h. You see the red box again? In the red box, we are trying to find out g of h. In the question number 2, we are trying to find out, it's not called, it's h of g. G of h of g. In the third one, if you will look at the square, we are actually trying to find out g of g. So we don't need any other function. Question number 4, we are again trying to find out h of g. I'm just trying to bring in 4 questions. Now let's do for the first question rewriting, and I'm writing it as g of h of n. Is that not the same thing? Flip your page again and look at if I have done the same steps over there also. I changed the g of h to another useful notation. Instead of saying g of h, here I said g of h of n. Now, my question, what do you think? Which function will always go inside, before or after O? Which function from the 2, yellow and blue, will go inside the parentheses, before or after O? at the page, look at that also, and then look at the question number 1 that I just mentioned. What do you think? Which function will always go inside the parentheses? First one before O or after O? What do you think? Before O? Which O am I talking about? Look at the board again. I'm talking about this pinkish O. You see that O? So what is before that O? G. What is after that O? H in the question number 1. In question number 2, what's before O? H. And what's after O? G. Do you see that O everywhere? O or the circle, small circle? So whatever is after that will always go inside the parentheses. Like H was after that O, G of H. Now it's inside the parentheses. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. You see that? Whatever is after will go inside. So based on that, can you tell me for question number 2, how should I write it? G of H or H of T? G of H or H of T? Question number 2. Question number 2.
What's the options again?
G of H, H of G.
H of G.
H of G. And how will I write it? H, parentheses, G, parentheses, N, like that.
Can I go after her? You remember I asked you for all of them?
Oh, it's finished. So G of N is here in the middle. Now, let's complete the question number 1 and I will stop the recording. Here, question number 1, what I'm supposed to do, whatever is the G function, that will be applied to H of N. So what I'm doing, G of H of N is equal to, I'm using the yellow function. Whatever was the yellow function telling me, I'm trying to keep the parentheses there like this. And what will I fill in the parentheses? Wherever was initially an N, I will now be bringing over there H of N. So what I replaced the N with, I replaced it with an H of N. Did you notice? In the function G of N over there, we had one single thing, which was simply N. You see the blue L? That N was replaced by H of N. Same thing, I did it on the right hand side also. I replaced that N with H of N on both sides. Left side, right side, both the sides. Got it? Then, once you are in this step, take a moment, take a deep breath, and then think about what have you done. You have actually first converted the thing written in that red box to a normal function notation, G of H of N, the pink highlighted one, and then you took the yellow function, and from that yellow function, wherever you saw that arrow pointed N, you replaced that with the H of N yellow and arrow pointed one. That's what we did. Instead of an N, we have changed it to an H of N. Nothing else so far. Are we good? Henry? It's a step-by-step process. Don't skip the steps here. First step, figure out how to write the G of H or T. Second step, pinpoint the function which you are using outside, and there replace the N or X, whatever it is, with the H of N. Last step now. What will you do in the last step? You will bring in the value of H of N and then replace that with the yellow H of N. Now, to do that, I will try to use another color to connect the things in blue. You see that yellow? I tried to change that to blue, which turned to be a little bit of green. You're more expert than me, that yellow plus blue will finish. But I'm trying to bring in the blue function there now. I will replace just on the right hand side h of n with its function. So -4 times what was the function for h? That is replaced now with h of n. You see, I replace the blue function with the blue h of n. That's how we will do it.
That's a fiber is.
But that's a 5. Now, you know very well, just a simplification left. We are finished. We're done with this problem. 4 will be distributed over all 3. It will be multiplied with all the 3 different terms inside the parentheses. And that will be -4n squared, -20, -4n minus 4. Are we done? Or do you see still a room for one more step? What do you think? Can you do something more on this? Simplifying. Is there any further simplification possible? The 4 at the end can be added or subtracted to 20 exactly. So the 20 and the 4 will combine to what? 24. And as we know that we will always be writing the terms in descending order of the power, I will write it like this. And this final thing is my answer. So my g of h of n, let me do this correction. It was not in x, it was in n. So let's do this correction. G of h of n is equal to 4n squared minus 4n and then minus 24. That's how we will do it. Now, my recording is there in place. Follow the steps. If you will not be able to figure out how to do these things, watch the video one more time and you will do good.